Hi, I'm Kevin Allen and welcome to KAP TV. Every June, literally tens of thousands of people come to Cannes in France from all over the world to center on the subject of creativity. And I'm thrilled to be able to share with you an interview with none other than the CEO of the Cannes Lion Festival of Creativity, Phil Thomas, who spent some time with us talking about the extraordinary importance of the event, where it's going, but more importantly, the importance of creativity in commerce. Here's the interview, and I hope you enjoy it. Well, I remember going down to Cannes when I was a little pup, and I was an account guy. And of course, the creative people would say, well, what are you doing here? It was unprecedented. And now, of course, we see all kinds of people coming down to the festival. You had quite a year. I mean, looking back, what did you feel? How did you feel about it?
Well, it was the biggest year we've ever had, and the entry number was 34,000, which is enormous, really. And we had about 11,000 people come to the festival. So it's grown in terms of volume, but it's also the makeup has changed quite a lot over the years, and I'm sure we'll talk about that in a second. But it was a huge year.
Well, there are a number of other festivals apart from the Cannes Festival in June, like the Eurobest, and you've got quite a few of those going on. In fact, I'm proud to be part of one of those. Can you tell us more about them?
So we've got Cannes, which is the global one, obviously, that's the big one, but we've got a European one called Eurobest, which is taking place in Lisbon, and you're working with us on that, which is great. We have one in Dubai for the Middle East and North Africa, one in Singapore for the Asian business, and then we have a smaller one in Shanghai, which is an effectiveness festival, and we have a digital festival in Beijing, actually, which takes place next week. Okay. So we have 6 altogether, but Cannes is clearly the big one.
Of course. You and I were talking earlier about the shift from the supply economy to the demand economy, and in the old days where the networks ruled all, and now we're the customers at the center of the universe, and we see now clients coming to Cannes. This is an extraordinary thing, and why do you think they're coming?
Well, it's a really interesting question. I talk to a lot of clients, of course, about that. And they come for numerous reasons. They come largely to be inspired, actually, to try to understand what great work looks like. Mm-hmm. And you have all the work in all the world to look at Cannes. And so they do come to see what is a great idea, how can I adapt that great idea to what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. They also come to have a look at the agencies and see who's doing good work and meet people in that regard. Mm-hmm. But there's a slightly bigger issue, which I think is partly to do with what you're getting at. The CMOs are coming in larger numbers, but when you look at who was also coming, the CEOs are also coming. Wow. So you think, well, why are the CEOs coming? Why is the CEO of Unilever and Nestle and numerous other big organizations coming? And it's really about innovation and creativity beyond brand creativity. So it's a given that I've got to be creative in my brand communication, otherwise I'm dead. But actually, as an organization, where are we going to find new thoughts? Where are we going to find innovation and creativity? Yeah. And if you look at the research, the most creative companies have a significant stock market valuation premium. They know that it attracts talent. Mm-hmm. They know that it makes the whole company move forward at a faster rate. Mm-hmm. And so I think that's why the CEOs are coming to Cannes, to look for that within their broader organization.
A good friend of mine actually works at Cisco, said to me recently that her job was creating a culture for innovation. That's her job. And she said if she did that, then everything else would follow. And it brings me to mind of the theme you established for Eurobest around creative bravery. Does that presage what's coming up for Cannes in this coming year, would you say?
Yes, I mean, all our festivals, most of our festivals, a couple of exceptions, but our big festivals are based on the notion of creativity. Based on the notion that creativity can have a significant and measurable impact on the value of a brand or a company. Mm. That's at the heart of everything that we do.
Training and learning and development in the whole creative arena is an increasing part of what you're doing. And we're thrilled to be part of your Eurobest this year for the young suits. Is this going to become something more and more part of what the Cannes Lion Festival of Creativity is all about?
Well, I think it'll just get bigger because, now we have student academies, we have creative academies, we have marketers academies, now we have the young suits academies. All these people are part of an ecosystem that allows great work to come through. And we do see our role we're very fortunate that we're in this epicenter of an industry, and people look to us for leadership in certain things. And we're fortunate that we can put together programs, particularly in Cannes, but also in our other festivals like Eurobest, that are really unique. I mean, they are unique because you don't get people coming together anywhere else in the world like you do in Cannes.
When you talk about the sort of elasticity of the Cannes Lion brand, and we think about more and more CEOs coming to Cannes, it seems to me that they're as interested in someone in their R&D department being creatively brave as someone in their marketing department. I mean, do you see that potentially the audience that Cannes Lion Festival of Creativity is potentially going to expand over time?
It's a great question. Actually, that's a superb question. I don't see it yet.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, if you look at suits, account people,
Yes.
they're really small numbers in Cannes. And when you talk to account people, they still, like you were saying, somebody said, "What are you doing here?" Actually, when you talk to account people, they say, "Oh, one day I'd love to go to Cannes." All the creatives go and we wave them goodbye. So actually that shift is yet to happen, even into account people.
So as broader audiences over time come to Cannes for the festival, would you say that it really is your role to influence a broader and broader array of individuals beyond people whose jobs say, "I'm a creative person," to influence and move the creative agenda ahead in their companies?
Well, if you take the biggest group, WPP, so if you take Martin Sorrell's view of the importance of winning at Cannes, which is the equivalent of being creative, he attaches a great importance to that because he feels my organisation needs to be creative. He doesn't just mean the creative people; he means everybody has to be. And so, I mean, the response to our Young Suits Academy in Eurobest has been absolutely amazing. I mean, I think that's just fantastic. Yeah. And so that is an indicator, I think, of how important it is that the other groups and the other stakeholders are involved in understanding what creativity can do. I mean, one small anecdote: when you enter into Cannes, you have to enter who the client was, who the agency was, who the production company was. And this is the world we're living in now. There was a winner at Cannes, it won a bronze in film. And the client was Google. In the agency field, it was Google. And the production company was Google. And for me, that sums up how things have changed and how things continue to change.
Well, thank you very much, Phil. Well, from Kevin Allen and KAP-TV, with Phil Thomas from the Cannes Lion Festival of Creativity, bye for now.